Hello friends, welcome to my craft and art studio. I am going to create today a small sign to decorate an area where I have an air fryer. It's in between my refrigerator and a cabinet. It's in a small area, so the fryer kind of takes the whole space. So I wanted to add something to make it look a little better. So I thought, why not do a little sign? So I got this piece of wood from Goodwill. They were selling it for $2.99, but I bought it for 99 cents on Dollar Days. And at the time when I bought it, I didn't really have any need for it, but of course I have to get it. It's a really good piece of wood. So I bought it, so I'm going to use this. I want to put a little bow at the top once it's completed. So I got this from Dollar Tree. And then I have these skewers, which I thought what I can do is divide the sign and add this just to divide it. For the sign, I'm going to use one of these phrases from this place mat, also from 99 cents store. And I'm going to paint the piece of wood black. But what I thought was I wanted to have it with a crackled effect. And I'm going to use this. This is folk art crackle medium. And I have used it before and I really like it. So my thought is to paint it in this color. This is the metallic paint from Deco Art, and I'm going to paint it first with that. Then I'm going to use the crackle, and once that is dry, I'm going to paint it black. And what I want is for this color to show through the black part. Once that is complete, at the bow I will attach it with the Gorilla Glue, and just let's see how that works. So I'm going to wash this, and then I'll come right back and I will paint it, and then we'll continue. Okay, so I gave it a good clean. I washed it well, and then while I was cleaning this, I had a thought, because I like to use things to the fullest. I decided that I'm going to paint it with this on the other side, so that way we can use it as a place where we can write notes. My husband likes to write me love notes, especially when he's traveling. He leaves me little notes everywhere. Or if we need to think of something that we need to do after work and we don't want to forget, we can write it there. Leave notes for the kids if you have children and so on. So that's what I'm going to do on that side. So I'm going to paint this first. Like I said, I'm going to paint it with this color. And let's see how this goes. This is a really pretty color. It's like light copper, and I really like it because I have other things that matches this very well. So I thought, well, why not use it? Plus I had it with me, and right now with everything that is going on, you want to stay home and just use whatever you have in hand. So you can put whatever color matches your decor for the first color. And remember that this is the color that is gonna show through the black, in my case the black. So whatever color you want to be the dominant one, that will be the second coat. So this is only going to have a little bit of color on this. And since it's gonna be crackle, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it. So I'm not worried about some areas not showing completely perfect. So what I'll do is I will let this dry, and then I will apply the coat of crackle, let that dry, come back and do the plaque, and then let's see how that works. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and wash this so we can use it again. Now we're going to do the crackled part. So like I said before, this is folk art crackle medium. So I'm going to put some of these. And one thing that you have to keep in mind is how big or small you want the crackle. So the more you add of this, the bigger the crackles are going to be. I put a good amount because I don't want them to be too thin. And basically you're just going to brush it just as if it was glue or paint. More like glue because it's very liquid. Doesn't have the consistency of the paint that is a little more it's thicker. So it goes completely clear, and when it dries clear as well. So like I said, depends on how big or how small you want all the crackles to be, is the amount of crackle medium that you have to use. I don't want them to be too small, so I put a good amount and make sure, since it is clear, you cannot see really what areas you have painted or not. So make sure that you brush it all over, and then we're going to let it dry. You have to dry it well. I noticed that this part here doesn't have. So just make sure you have it everywhere you want that effect. And then we're gonna let it dry, and we will come back to this. At that time, then when it's dry, we're going to use the black paint all over. So you can see it's completely clear. So we will see you in a minute. It's completely dry, so I use this one first, which is the metallic paint, and then we use the crackled medium. Now it's completely dry, and we're going to use now this paint. This is the Americana multi-surface in satin. Okay, and I'm going to check it. One thing that to keep in mind is that when you going to put the paint on top of the crackle, try to just do one stroke, because the more that you move the paint, the more it will kind of separate and it will give you big cracks. If that's what you're going for, then fine. But if you just want in certain areas, then try to do it only one or two strokes. So I'm going to put it at the top, and then I'm going to come down. And it doesn't matter if you know, it doesn't have to be completely perfect when you do it. And it's, for some reason, it seems like after you put crackle paint, the paint that you're going to put on top, it dries faster. So you kind of have to go a little bit faster than if you were painting just on a regular surface that have not been treated with anything else. So as you can see, I'm not too concerned about how it's looking, because it's gonna give that crackle effect. And if you can see, and I'm gonna try to turn this so you can see it, you can start seeing the crackle effect like right away. That's why it dries faster, and it's just incredible the way it does it. So I'm going to show you how quickly that happens. As you can see already, it starts showing the cracks. So what we're going to do, We're gonna let this dry. Well, so now the paint has dried. It didn't take that long to dry, probably an hour or so. So as you can see all the cracks, that's exactly the effect I was looking for. I wanted more of the black and just part of this in this color. So I really like how it came out. Then on the back, I painted that. In that way we can write messages if we wish on that. So that way it's a two purpose for this. So what I'm going to do now is um, I'm going to do the board, but I'm going to attach the sign, and the one that I chose for this was one that says "Family is the heart of our home," and again that was from the dollar store, and it has three different phrases, so I will be able to use the rest with something else. So um, cannot complain about that price, and this fits perfectly in here. So I'm just going to add some glue. This time I'm going to use the E6000 glue, and I could use some of the hot glue in this, although you have to be really careful because it's plastic. But I am not in any rush for this to dry. It won't take that long, and since I don't have to be moving it around, then I won't have to worry about the sign moving once I placed it on the piece of wood. So just add some of the glue all around. If you want to have a sign that is not permanent and you want to be able to change it, maybe you want something that is seasonal, that you can change every so often, then I will advise that you use the hot glue, because that way you can remove it and then put another sign. But I'm not planning on changing this. This is the way I want it, so I'm using this glue, and I'm just putting some drops in different areas to make sure that everything is covered. I'm going to place the sign. Exactly what I wanted, and then just press to make sure that stick. Later on, if you want, you can put something heavy on top to make sure that it puts some pressure and you are able to ensure that it will stick completely. So I probably will do that later on. So with this is how it looks so far. So I will take a picture and I will post that as well. The other thing I wanted to do is to put a bow on this. So again, I'm going to use some of this glue since I was already using it. And unfortunately, I don't have a electrical plug-in on this side, so I'm not able to use my hot glue gun. So I'm just going to use this for now. And again, this doesn't take that long to dry. Then I went and got some of these twine. I have other ones that I'm able to use, but I have this handy, so I decided to just use this. And this is the nautical rope, again from the dollar store, Dollar Tree. And then it comes in three intertwined. So I just took one, and I'm gonna use some of those later on for something else. So for now, I'm just going to use it for the bow. Then just squeeze this. You can just pull to the size that you want. So you will do a little bow. What I'll do is I will tie it. Just go once and tie it to make sure that it doesn't come off. So it's just a little bow. Then again, I will use some of the E6000 glue because I'm not planning on changing this. And this definitely you can do with the hot glue. But again, I'm not near an electrical outlet, so for now I'm just going to use that. Then just press there. And to press hard. I was thinking of using one of the threads of the rope and just kind of add it in here to divide it. So I'm just going to add a little bit again of the glue. Just right there at the edge. I don't want something too thick. I just want something that will glue that. Just in case anything got into the sign. I want to leave it rough like this, that will have, you see all of the little hairs, but I want it raw like that. If you don't want that, then you can use a lighter and just quickly go over it and it will remove those. So you can do that, just be careful. It is rope, so it can catch on fire, but if you do it quickly, then it will remove it right away. Again, I want mine rough looking like that. I don't want it perfect. What I do is I'll put it on the side as well. I'm just using the back of the brush just to put a little bit of pressure. And then cut that. Then do the other side. I didn't use the dolls that I had planned before because I didn't like the way it looked. So I decided then to put some rope. Anyways, you have rope on there at the top, so why not make it match? again, just using this to give it a little bit of pressure. And here is my sign now completed. So it's very simple, but like I said, I wanted to just have something simple and a small sign to add there. Family is the heart of our home, and I love the way it came out. Not bad for, basically it was $1 for the wood. This came from the placemat, and with this placemat I actually will be able to get about 4 more little designs, including 2 phrases that I will be able to use in other things. So this, it wasn't even 25 cents that I spent on that. Then the bow, it was part of the ribbon that I got, and it was $1, but as you can see I only used a little bit. So even if you want to say that this and this and the tiny bit of glue that I use, all that maybe 50 cents, so not even $2 for this sign. And the paint, of course, I already have. Even if you have to take into account the paint, the crackle, this sign I did not spend more than $3 total, if I'm counting all of the other things that I use. But just with the board and the sign, the bow, not even $2. So I hope you like it, and if you like it, please let me know. You can let me know in the comments what you think, and I will put a picture of the area where I'm going to have this, and hopefully you like it. Thank you so much, and you have a fantastic day. I hope that you are staying safe and staying home with your loved ones, and have a blessed day.